Right, we're on to question 2, where it's kind of demonstrating that you know how the various string functions and procedures work by applying them to concrete examples. And I've said what we'll do is that obviously we'll give you some strings to work with. There are a couple there. The first one is the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, which is commonly used, believe it or not, and used to be used a lot with typewriters. Long before your time, they looked like keyboards, but they typed on pieces of paper. It's because that particular sentence contains all 26 letters of the alphabet. One of the shorter sentences known as a pangram. Okay, so if you want to drop some useless bit of information on someone, tell them, do you know what a pangram is? Okay, I'm not sure you'll pick up any extra points with that, but something you can maybe drop at your next cocktail party that you go to. No, okay, you don't go to those, but right. And then we'll put them. I'll put them in that sort of diagram there, so that it's easier to see, and you don't have to go and count and tick off. So it's in these little boxes, so you can see how many characters there are and anything. Okay, and there's another one that's just a simple 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and string 3, which is sort of looks like international phone number of South Africa, 027 041 373 7705, and you might recognize that number. Okay, so what they're going to ask us to do is the following. Let's start off with the first one, because that's a very good place to start, as they say in the movies. Okay, before I lapse into song, let's have a look at that one. So it's looking for, okay, pause. Pause says look for this thing in this thing, and I will return a value of 0 if it's not found, or I will return a value bigger than 0, which represents the first occurrence of it. So if I was looking for 7, wow, a lot of 7s going on here, but you return the position of the first occurrence of 3. However, it is looking for 9. You might say, but why is it in quotes? Okay, because it's stored in a string. Okay, it's digits stored in a string. Okay, so quick scan through. Whoops, a daisy. 9 is missing in action. Okay, so the answer that it will return will simply be a 0. Okay, it will simply be a 0. Right, let's have a look at the next one. Number 2.2 is this one here. So I'm just going to move a few things down so that they don't clutter our thinking or our screen either. Okay, but basically we're going to be working with this very long string over here. The quick brown fox, that one. By the way, I actually looked for some more useless information. I looked for a word that had all 26 characters in it, and there isn't one, but it seems of it. Looks of it anyway, according to Google anyway. And one of the longest ones has got 20 characters in, and there are quite a few. One of them is counter-revolutionary. It's got 20 characters in it, 20 different characters in it, or letters of the alphabet. Okay, again, I think I've said ad nauseum, but so forgive me, but in the previous practice worksheet I said, don't freak out, reduce these things to numbers or values, and then just simplify as you go along. Okay, so this thing, the pos function is looking for this thing in that string. Okay, and there's string 1 up there, so that's not. So I've just got to work out what this thing is. The lowercase version of string 1. So it's looking for T, but not capital T. It's looking for small t. Okay, it's looking for small t. Okay, where is the? Okay, so it's not going to return 1. Okay, if I didn't say lowercase, so yes, then obviously it would return to first position. Brown fox jumps over the position number 32. Would be your answer there. Right, question 2.3. I can guarantee you're always going to try and they're going to try and give you one of these, because they are trying to catch you out with this 4,5 nonsense. Okay. Right, we'll see why it's nonsense in a second. Okay, so it's the length of something. Okay, now here's the something inside the bracket, so we're working with the string up here. So it's copy from string 2, there we go, from the 4th position. So in other words, starting from there. Okay, and it's not to character 5. So that's what they were trying to catch you out with there. It's not to character 5. It's not what it means. It means 5 characters. So it must copy the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7. So in other words, a total of 5 characters. Okay, so, well, if that's 5 characters that is copied out, then what's the length of it? Well, the length of that part, that little sub part in pink, is just 5, so the answer would simply be 5. Okay, so that was the trick they were trying to catch you out there, is to say, oh, it's 4 and 5. Okay, and okay, you all do it. Okay, we will all wear the t-shirt in shame someday. Make sure it's before the test. Right, 2.4, they've just assigned string 4 to string 3 because there's some changes. So essentially that's string 4 at the top there for all intents and purposes. For us, that's string 4. Right, what are they trying to do? Trying to do a whole lot here by the looks of it. Okay, there's a delete and an insert. Okay, so how does delete work? Delete from that string. Okay, that's fine. From that position, that many characters. Okay, so we know it's going to delete 1 character. Where is it going to delete it? It's going to delete it from wherever it finds the hash sign. Okay, but the 2 hash signs. Okay, position 4, position 8. So what is it? What does this come back as? 4 or 8? Comes back as 4. Finds the first position. So that whole thing there essentially gets reduced to a 4. In our minds, we can think that that's what it's doing. So it's deleting that character over here. Okay, it's going to delete that character over here. My numbering's all going to go out, unfortunately. Okay, so it deletes from that character over there. So I'm just going to take my numbering out because it would have changed, obviously, as well. Okay. Okay, so we'll have to do some manual counting here. So we've done that. So it essentially took the hash sign out. Then I must insert a dollar sign into the string. Okay, so that's fine, I can do that. Okay, but where the pos of the hash, but I've just deleted, but wait a bit, there's another hash. So, okay, so that's not a problem. Okay, so I've got rid of the first hash sign, so this says, right, delete from this string, insert, I've done the delete already. Insert this thing into the string so that it starts at this position. Okay, what is that position? It's the position of the hash sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that whole thing ends up being a 7. Okay, you don't have to change it here. I'm just doing it so this is what's going on mentally in our minds. Okay, so we're going to insert it in this. So this dollars thing must become the 7th character. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it arrives there at the hash and says, sorry, I am the new occupant. You need to move. And it says, okay, I'll do that. Okay, oops, Daisy. And it says, you move up. Okay, you move up. So that's fine. You move in. So everything just shifts up. And what did we insert? We inserted a dollar sign. Okay, so effectively we took the hash sign out, which was I think after the 0.27, and then we found the second hash sign and said, right, that's where the dollar goes, and everything else just shifts up. Everything else just shifts up. Okay, 2.5 says, okay, string 4 gets this value over here on the right hand side. Okay, I'm copying from the, wow, okay, simplify it again. Copy from that string, okay, in other words, that one up there. Starting at this position. Okay, I'm going to have to do some maths over there. 7 characters. Okay, so I need to work out what this means. Okay, so what is the length of the string? The length of the string is 15. 15. Okay, because it shows me up there, there are 15 characters. The 15 characters currently stored in that string. 15 minus 6 will give me 9, eh? Yes, so okay. So effectively, this whole thing, after I've simplified it, just says start at position 9. And how many characters? 7 characters. So I must copy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So it effectively copies that number part after the hash sign. Okay. And that would be standard because if it was a landline, we looked in our previous example. So that's the part to copy. So the output would be 3737705. Okay, and so that would be standard if landline numbers all got 7 digits in, which I think they have. Radio string number 2 we're working with, string 2, which has got some digits in, and 2.6, string 4 equals string 2. Okay, so effectively this just takes out a string that just becomes a, because we're going to make some changes, so we just assigned it to another variable at this stage. Okay, so nothing major changed in the first line. That's a string 4. Insert a dash. Looks like a dash, yes. A dash in string 4 at position 4. Okay, so nothing terribly complicated to work out. The important thing though is to say, okay, where does the dash go? Does it go after the 4, or does it? No, it becomes the new position 4. It must, that's saying start at position 4. And if there were 3 dashes, they would start at position 4. But okay, so essentially what's going to happen, again my numbering is going to go for a bit of a burden here. Okay. Oops, a daisy. That really went crazy. Okay, sorry, let me redo that. Lights, camera, action, take 2. And I'm just going to shift it up a little bit just to illustrate what effectively happens. Okay, so that's my new position 4. Okay, so if we renumber correctly from there, that's the new position 4. Okay, that's the new position 4. Okay, so the dash would go in that new position. Okay, just to illustrate that that's forms where it must go. Okay, if you remember earlier we had that one where we said it must become the last character. Then we don't put it at the position of the length. We put it at the position of the length plus 1, because it must go at the end. Okay, because strings grow and contract. Okay, as their values change.